Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm David.
And I'm Gary.
And today we're going to talk about...
E Jean Carroll.
But first...
we'd like to give a shout out...
By the way, that was about it. That was choreography.
that was all we discussed before this camera started rolling.
The behind the scenes.
We want to give a shout out to and a big thank you to Linda G. She gave us a shout out, and it really just launched the number of subscribers we had in our channel. I was saying at the end of our Dr. Phil video, which most of you probably didn't stick around to get to because we just start talking too much. But we released a Trump video, and our subscriber count was really starting to take off. And I was walking around the house, chest all puffed out. And I was all full of myself. And then I started reading the comments, and several people commented that Linda G had put a shout out to us to check out our station. And then I thought, oh, that makes a hell of a lot more sense why we're getting subscribers. So thank you, Linda G. We really appreciate it.
And we'll be over to mow your lawn this weekend.
Yeah. Yes, I'll be baking you a loaf of sourdough bread shortly.
And then, we will both vacuum your car and wax the outside.
And we're doing a collab with
yes, and on next Saturday, which is going to be, let's say, the 9th, the 6th, the 15th.
Yes.
Of June.
Yeah, we're doing this on Sunday, June the 9th, so we have to look forward here.
Yeah, so on Saturday, June 15th at 10 in the morning Pacific time, 1 o'clock Eastern time, we'll be doing a collaboration with Linda G. So you can catch us two knuckleheads live with her.
Indeed.
And watch the mayhem ensue.
Exactly.
Okay, so now... We watched the Dr. Phil interview with Donald Trump.
We did you a solid.
We
watched it so you didn't have to.
Yeah, if you've seen it, our apologies. If you haven't seen it,
you'll be thinking of
it. Don't. It's aggravating because there's no accountability held by Dr. Phil. It was a total softball interview where Trump lied about stuff, purposely misstated things, and there was no correction. So it'll just aggravate you. Don't bother.
It was just basically Dr. Phil taking Trump's grievances and talking points and putting a question mark and making it a question.
Right. But
yes, there was one very interesting...
the silver lining of this
which may make you think Dr. Phil is actually an evil genius.
Exactly. Is at some point Trump started talking about the grievance he had against some woman who he's never met before.
He had no idea who she was. He's never met her.
And he has to pay her $93 million.
And it's crazy. And it's so, that's the weaponized court system we have, because this woman who I've never met, who I have no idea who she is, I now owe her $90-odd million. And it's just like, oh my God, he completely libeled her again.
Defamed her again. On Dr. Phil's show.
Dr. Phil's show. It's like, oh my God, Roberta Kaplan, E Jean Carroll's lawyer, must have just been like,
ka-ching.
It's like the red, white, and blue sevens came up again on that slot machine. That payout line is so big.
And the thing is that Dr. Phil's editing team could have edited that little 5-second clip out.
Left it in. It's like, my God.
So, maybe Dr. Phil's setting himself as a MAGA person, but he can't be full MAGA because he left that zinger in there.
He just... Yeah, so it's sure there's a lot of softball questions and a lot of pandering going on, but man, he just caught that was going to be an expensive interview for Trump. So my question is, will Roberta Kaplan, E Jean Carroll's lawyer, will they file for additional damages because Trump just continues to defame E Jean Carroll?
Now the other question I want to ask is if the answer is yes on this, and I can't imagine it's anything but yes. I mean, it might be no because E Jean Carroll just wants to move on with her life, but it's likely yes because this is like getting an instant winner scratcher lottery. You can't lose. The two defamation cases, the second one she won without a jury because the first one he'd already defamed her, so the second one was obviously guilty. It was just to decide the damages.
Yeah, how much was it worth?
And this one's going to be the same thing. It's going to be deciding the damages.
Yeah.
And Trump was complaining on the second defamation trial that there wasn't a jury there because Alina Habba didn't check the box. Well, guess what? If Alina Habba represents him or somebody represents, they could check the box this time.
Yeah.
They may not get the jury, but if they do, can you imagine what that settlement's going to look like?
It'll be just like the other one. There won't be a jury. It's just, you've already been found guilty of defaming her. You've done it again, and now you've done it again. And it's like, And this isn't like he's on some stupid little podcast with Mike Lindell or Rudy Giuliani. This is with Dr. Phil. This is kind of a big one here.
Yeah. So, entertainment purpose only. What are we going to look at? We're looking at the...
We'll certainly be entertained.
Yeah, the energy around... Miss Kaplan.
Yeah.
And are they going to file another lawsuit? Okay. Yeah. Entertainment purposes only. There's the lover's card.
Boy, that was a forced love in that relationship.
Yeah, but it's also one of those things like, it's Adam and Eve and the apple and the serpent and the telling of lies and, eat the apple and you'll see the truth of the world. And then when they eat the apple, they find out they're naked and then they're cast out of the Garden of Eden, all that stuff. It's just like, here we go again.
Yeah.
What is it about you that you cannot keep E. Jean Carroll's name out of your mouth? Even if you don't say her name, it's like, here we go again. Donald Trump is going to be cast out of the Garden of Eden again. Knight of Wands. So we've got the relationship between people, lessons learned and things like that, crossed with the Knight of Wands. This is taking action,
passions,
and action on something. And then underneath is the Ace of Cups, that strong emotional connection, whether it's holding your emotions, strong emotions in check, or
negative emotions coming out,
right? Or negative emotions coming out and being all sloppy about it. I can certainly imagine a scenario where E. Jean Carroll would just like to live the rest of her life without Donald Trump saying her name, and just, when somebody asks about it, he says, "Next question, please."
Yes.
But he doesn't have the capacity. So what do you have to do? You have to get a bigger stick.
Yeah.
Because he didn't learn his lesson the first time. So here we go again.
Yeah, it's kind of like promises and commitments, the lover's card. You're making your promises and your commitments.
Exactly. The whole thing was, you defamed her a second time. You're going to pay tens of millions of dollars for this. You're not going to say her name again, right? Right? I'm appealing this. Okay, fine, appeal it. Put up a bond. Good thing. Truth Social stock's worth a lot of money.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to pay.
E. Jean Carroll's gonna like it.
Okay. In the past, we've got the Empress card. I'm gonna have this as E. Jean Carroll. It could be Ms. Kaplan too. It's like sitting comfortably with everything, all her things needed. Now, where do we go with this? E. Jean Carroll had a career.
Yeah.
Everything was going great. Donald Trump sexually assaulted her. She has recovered from that, processed that, and, it's a scar that she carries. But she was able to win court cases. And this is the Empress. Isn't like, she won like $90 million. She can now, live high on the hog and do stuff like that. Luxury. It's more that she's going to take that money and she was going to put it into social causes that Donald Trump wouldn't like, I believe is how she described it. So she's going to help women's rights, women who are raped and become pregnant, just whatever things that she was going to do. She's going to do that. She was sitting fine. She was going to be a philanthropist. She had a lot of money to do this with.
Yeah.
And then he opened his mouth again.
Yeah.
And just when you think you're done and you could just move on with your life, now you got to make a decision. Do you hold this guy accountable again? Because apparently the first 2 times didn't work.
Yep.
So that's, for the one hand, it's like, I'd take him to trial, make him pay tens of millions. Yeah, but sometimes you just want to move on with your life.
Mm-hmm.
But E. Jean Carroll also has free rent in that guy's head.
Yes, she does.
That's a problem. Current situation is the Ace of Wands. You've got the Knight of Wands, who's gonna, gotta get the beatdown stick. That's the big beatdown stick. She was letting things go.
Yeah.
Like, because he would dance around it and say stuff. There were things that he said that were defamatory that she's like, maybe I'll do it. Yeah, maybe I'll do it. This one's out there for everybody.
Yeah, this is the one that's going to trigger it. The Ace of Wands, those are kind of new beginnings. So It's a new beginning with a much, much bigger stick. And the stick in this case may be the amount of settlement that we're talking about here.
You got a pair of aces in here. You got Trump can't control his emotions, and Roberta Kaplan is a great lawyer, and she is going to, and E Jean Carroll is like, okay, we're going to do this again.
Yeah.
And again, it's an instant win, and she's not really doing it for the money. She's doing it to just pummel this guy to make him stop. It's, in some ways, it's like watching Nico and Elle play. The little kitten is just relentless on the bigger cat.
She is.
And he'll pin her down, make her stop, and then he sits down, and then she gets up and attacks him again.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like Trump. He doesn't learn.
No.
So, but him having to pay a lot of money is his pain point. And, we're talking millions of dollars here on this. The overarching energy is, look at it, you got 3 major arcana now, is the World card. She wants to bring this behavior to an end, a close.
Completion.
We want to stop this. Get me off this crazy thing, Jane.
Yeah, that's right.
The lesson to be learned is the 5 of Cups, disappointment. It's like, honestly, they're going to do something about it because they want to bring it to an end, and they can't believe that they have to do this again.
Yep.
It's like, why can't this guy just keep his emotions in check for 5 minutes?
Yes, this is the 3rd time he's going for defamation.
Right? 3rd time. He could do it 2 more times after that, but maybe 3rd time's the charm in this case. Until there's a 4th time.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think what this 4th one is like, we've got to hit him hard so he stops at the 3rd time, because if we don't, he will keep doing this defamation again and again and again. And you can see Donald Trump sitting here being told what to do and what to stop doing, and he's just insolent.
Yeah.
No, you can't tell me what to do. It's like, you're right. Well, we can tell you what to do. It's your choice, free will, whether you do it or not, whether you follow that. But it's going to cost you a lot of money if you don't shut up. Now, people ask, well, why can't he be incarcerated? Because it's not a criminal charge. It's civil.
Yeah.
You can't incarcerate somebody for the civil parts. Unless, of course, they don't pay the civil parts, in which case you can then get them for contempt and stuff along those lines, I suppose.
You can always bring back debtors' prisons, I suppose.
That would be nice. Put them in the stocks.
So what else should we ask about E Jean Carroll?
I want to know how much.
Yeah.
How much they're going to go for this time. Oh, the other one. I want to know if they're going to have a jury trial.
Can they do that? I mean, because he's already been found guilty.
Well, it's the jury. The jury determines the amount.
Oh, true.
Right? They show the evidence.
Yeah.
And then the jury decides. And Trump wanted a jury the last time. Now, just because you check the box saying you want a jury doesn't mean you get a jury.
Yeah.
That's judge's discretion. And there's really no reason. There's no reason to have a jury in there. Now, Trump may not want a jury.
I think a jury would just really rake him over the coals.
Before I could see where he wanted one, because you get a couple of Trump supporters on there, and they could try and lowball things or something along those lines. But I think with the Manhattan case, he can't even get the 2 Trumpers on there to hang the jury for him. So this may not be the right idea. But you know what? Trump doesn't care about what the right idea is. He cares about what his idea is. So will there be a jury assuming that E Jean Carroll and Roberta Kaplan bring a court case against Trump? Will there be a jury trial? We have the death card.
Oh, dear.
Should he live so long? That to me would be, okay, so this is the end of a cycle and the beginning of something new. Yeah. He didn't have a jury the last time, but to me that would be a no card. You think death would be a no card?
Yeah, I would say that if he had a jury last time, he realized that was really killing the king on that one. So maybe just the judge. Yeah. Maybe the judge will be nicer to me.
He didn't have a jury last time. That was just the judge the last time.
Oh, was it just the judge?
Yeah.
Who came up with the damages?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was Judge Kaplan. So the first time, The first case, there was a jury. They
Yes.
found him guilty
Yes.
of sexual assault.
Yes.
The second time...
No. There was no jury for the sexual assault because Haba didn't check the box.
That was the second one. That was the $90 million one, not the $5 million.
Oh, no, yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking the 90 million was the first. Okay.
No.
Yes, I stand corrected.
Okay, so I think if, assuming they bring it, Trump's going to ask for it, and the judge is going to say, yeah, no, there's no reason for this. Because, well, we got that E Jean Carroll vibe again here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, interesting. We may not be getting the answer on the jury trial here. First off, 3 major arcana.
Yeah.
We might be getting more story on the question we just asked. Will they bring the court case? Yeah, because they want to bring this to a close.
Yeah, they want to bring it to an end. Absolutely.
See, now,
Now it's starting to make sense.
Yeah, so for those who are like, Tara's a bunch of garbage. Yeah, I get it, because I asked a specific question. Now I'm changing the question to match
you
the cards.
said what you said was, assuming that they go for the lawsuit, how much will it be? I think this is Spirit telling you. You said assuming they're going for a lawsuit.
No, I said assuming they're going to get a jury to do this, or will they get a jury trial? We're going to do this damages next. But it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I'm not done answering that first question.
Yeah. Here, let me make this really painfully clear for you.
and I only know that because like this isn't making sense. And I don't know if it's making sense to you. It's like I look at this and it's like, this doesn't really making sense with the question I just asked. It's like, okay, so what question are they answering?
Yeah.
The Marx Brothers used to try and throw each other off on their skits. Just a little ad lib.
Yeah, a little pun here and there, play on words.
They're doing it. There's one where Groucho's doing something, and then all of a sudden Harpo starts chasing one of the showgirls around the stage. And as they go running by, Groucho looks at his watch and says, 4:30, right on time.
Exactly.
Like that. That's exactly the time that Harpo chases women around the stage. So, and to me, this is my guides having fun with me. Hey, let's throw him a curveball. Let's see if we can throw him off his game.
Yeah,
and it does cause me pause. Yeah, no, this is going to be. We're back to E Jean Carroll here. Will she bring a case? She wants to put this to an end. She wants to unchain herself from Donald Trump. She absolutely wants to, and maybe one more defamation case will be the final thing that brings this nightmare to an end. He's paid a crap ton of money to her in the past because of this. She, it's amazing. She really does keep her composure. I don't know what she's like in her private life, but you never see her going out there talking smack. Yeah, she talked a little bit of smack when she won, but it's, she deserved to. He puts her through hell. And I think it's emotionally difficult on her. She's trying to keep a cap on her emotions with this. But this is emotionally hard on her because she wants to be done with this. She doesn't want to do this anymore.
He keeps throwing the chain back on her.
But she also knows that if she does nothing, you only encourage him to do more. Because Donald Trump, if nothing else, looks for where the line is. And if he crosses the line and you do nothing, that means that line meant nothing.
Yeah.
And so if you put down another line, he's going to cross that line too. Yep. And he's going to keep doing it until you do something to stop him. You got to punch him in the nose hard and make him bleed. And then maybe he'll learn his lesson. Speaking of lessons to be learned, it's the hangman. This is not looking at things in a new perspective. This is the self-destruction. Donald Trump did this to himself with his interview with Dr. Phil. Yep. Your Dr. Phil card right there. Yep. He did his interview with Dr. Phil. Trump can't control his emotions. E Jean Carroll can. What do? He did it to himself. Mind you, look at the major arcana here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if we go for 6 here. Then we end up, and that's why we end up with them taking the case.
Yeah. Okay.
So now we bring it back to that current situation we had in the previous reading where that was there.
Yeah, exactly.
This is explaining why I guess Spirit wanted us to expand further why she's doing it. If she doesn't take action, Trump and his supporters, and I think that's also key, is the MAGA supporters will continue to do this to her and to everybody else. Yep. So if she's already, she's gone to battle. She has gone on that ship weathered that storm twice. She's getting to be an old hand at this, and she knows she's going to weather it and win again. And if you keep handing Donald Trump losses, at some point he's going to stop. If for no other reason, he runs out of cash.
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, he can't afford to run his mouth off anymore.
Or a lawyer won't help him with the case.
Yeah. So you still want to find out how much it's going to be worth?
Yeah.
All right, we'll try it one more time, folks.
Well, I was going to ask about the jury trial, but I think it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
And I could throw a little four-carder on the jury trial.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll throw a four-carder on the jury trial. Honestly, I really think the judge is going to say, no, why? Why would I waste 12 people's lives on this thing? This isn't going to work out for you.
Yeah, it's a slam dunk. I can handle this one, thanks.
Yeah. With the cards. So you get that devil card off the bottom there. I do show.
Sure he does.
Yeah. It's the same cards again and again.
Will there be a jury trial? 10 cards in this deck. We just
exactly. I just have a bunch of duplicates. Will we have a jury trial? Page of Swords. That's a yes or no. Page of Swords.
Are we asking if they have a jury trial, or are we asking how much
jury trial?
Oh, okay.
Jury trial. Page of Swords. That's about messaging. Swords are about intelligence. Young female spy in the camp. Let's throw the rest of them here. We've got the Eight of Swords being...
Can't think of another way. I can't see a way out of this.
Yeah, it being trapped by things. There's your Page of Pentacles. And there's the Death card again. And the Two of Coins. It's funny. I would almost want to say there's going to be a settlement, but you have to go through the trial first for there to be a settlement. It'd be a lot cheaper for Trump just to write her a check for $10 million and not have to pay the attorneys. Will there be a jury trial? I think the judge is going to look at, is it going to change anything if we have a jury trial? He'll look at the pros and cons of it. I think if you have a jury trial, it's going to be more expensive because the jury, you're going to have to pay the jurors. The jurors are not going to be working. Is there any value to this? Mm-hmm. And, you're bound by the jury's decision, but the answer is going to be no. And here's why. I figured it out. Here's why. Because of what we saw with the New York criminal trial. You have to protect the jurors. Yeah. If you have a jury trial for Donald Trump in this civil case, what's going to happen to those 12 jurors? You're going to have to protect them from Trumpers coming down looking for vindication. They're going to be doxxed. They're going to look for their information. The jurors basically almost have to be sequestered, held hostage. And I don't say any of them are going to be unalived, but it's just like, why put the jurors through this? What's the value of putting any jurors on Trump's civil trials? There's no value there. And you wouldn't want to be a juror. And that's the thing Trump's going for, is that if you intimidate the witnesses and terminate the jurors enough, nobody wants to be a witness or a juror, because why would you want your life turned upside down?
Yeah.
So where I'm going with it is, no, there won't be a jury trial for this one. They can check that box all they want. The judges can say, no, that's not worth it, man. It's like, yeah, from a hypothetical, yeah, sure, jury trial would be great for you. Then you could see that people want you to pay too. But from the kindness to the jurors, no, it's just Judge Kaplan will handle that all by himself. Yeah. Thank you very much. You can threaten my family. You're not threatening anybody else's. Okay, so money.
Money.
Now we're talking.
Let's see some pentacles here.
Yeah, now we're talking.
You do a little four-quarter on that?
No, I'll do it the full thing here.
Oh, boy.
This is the good part. Thank you for waiting for 24 minutes. Now you get to the good stuff. How much money? Actually, I could do a four-quarter on that one.
Yeah, do a four-quarter.
Again, this is going to be an instant win. So how much money are we looking at that Trump is going to have to pay? Now, this is not going to be millions. It's going to be tens of millions, I'm pretty sure, because he just got a $60-70 million judgment against him, and it didn't stop the behavior.
No, several times he's already defamed her since then. And this, the Dr. Phil arguably will be the biggest of the
that's
defamation.
that's the one that's like, if they hadn't made up their mind before, it's like, screw it, we're doing this.
Yeah, this isn't in front of a rally of 50 of his most rabid followers. Or if you live in the San Francisco Bay Area like us, I think they had 8 people rallying for him out by the marina. So
they had a big fundraiser, like $25,000 or $50,000 for the minor plate and $500,000 for the big plate, VIP plate thing, and some Apple exec or some high tech exec, and like 8 or 10 people showed up. But he could have made $5 million off of it.
Yeah.
Money.
Give me some pentacles.
The moon card.
Mystery and confusion.
Yes. That's the real question, isn't it? Now it got 18 on this card. I don't think if that's $1.18 million or $180 million. But there's the moon card. It's going to be a big settlement. We don't know yet what it's going to be, but I think it's going to be big. Because it's a major arcana.
Yes.
With a second major arcana, we have the 18 to 20. I think if it was just Dr. Phil, it would be 18 to 20 million. I could see that. But this could be to like 180 to 200 million. I mean, it's like, really, what do we have to do to wake your sorry butt up? Yeah. You're already on the hook for $100 million, and that doesn't seem to be stopping you.
Right.
You damn idiot. And then we got the Emperor over here and the Knight of Swords. Not much in the way of no pentacles here. So what do we got? It's going to be the money will be decided. There's obviously a victory here for E Jean Carroll, because the one thing that could happen is the judge might order a psych evaluation as part of the settlement. I could see E Jean Carroll asking for that too. Yeah. Think about that. This guy, for some reason, can't learn. He's $100 million in the hole, $90 million in the hole. He doesn't learn. Is there something? Could you also order a psych evaluation? Because maybe he's not in his right mind. Yeah. Maybe that's why he can do this. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. As part of the judgment is, you're going to pay another large amount of money, and then you have to get a psych evaluation. Because if they find that he's got mental illness, that could defer or even eliminate the payout. So it's Trump has to balance being called crazy, batshit crazy, and he could save tens of millions of dollars, and he didn't have to switch his insurance to Geico in order to do that. Or he can say, I've got all my faculties, and then pay hundreds of millions of dollars.
It's if there's a penalty, I just have a hunch you're going to be in the hundreds of millions, because the tens of millions wasn't enough.
Yeah. I mean, I think on its own, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Now, my initial reaction, it's going to be like $50 million. That doesn't make sense, because here he owes her $90 million. $50 million makes it 140, but it's not an increase. It's not an increase over the last one. If anything, the message you're saying is, you didn't defame her nearly as much this time around, so we won't punish you as much. So it's got to be more than the last judgment. So if we've got that 18, the first two are 18 to 20, that means, to me, it's going to be like $180 to $200 million.
Yep. Well, you've got the 4 and the 6, which is a factor of 10 if you add those together, right? So. I see this as being over $100 million. That's.
Yeah.
This is for entertainment purposes.
Exactly. The other thing you could look at is like, okay, this could be a 20 times by 4. And times by 6. So anywhere from 80 million to 120 type of thing. Or if we go off the 18 here, times by 4 is 72 million. Probably, let's go this way. It's going to be like 72 million to 18 times by 6 is 108 million. So I would not be surprised if it's about $100 million.
I would agree.
It's such ridiculous large sums of money.
Indeed. Anything else?
Is there anything else?
No, we've run them 30 minutes. I don't think we should let them go.
Oh, God. Boy, the time flies when you're ranting.
Yes, indeed. Snark just makes the time fly, you know?
All right.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. We really appreciate it. We do read all the comments.
Yeah, and by doing that to feed the algorithm, it gets the video out to other people so that they can see this. Maybe it calms them down too. And thank you again to Linda G for the big shout out, so that a bunch of people found this channel and maybe they get some enjoyment, some pleasure, or some relaxation or calming down from the tumultuous time that we're living in.
Have a great afternoon.
All right, take care, everyone. Catch you on the next video.